Hi, I'm Zach.
I'm Brandon.
And we're
To Bourbon Bros. Back in the studio.
Back in the studio. Here we are, to the barrel.
Hey, before we go.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
We should probably get a little bit of a pour. There might be just enough for both of us here.
We're getting low on that Eagle Rare.
Well, good thing we got like 3 bottles in the bunker here.
Anybody have any to spare? We'll take extra. We haven't done this in a while, and we need to be doing this more often, let's talk about what we're enjoying
Right now. All right, guys, so we wanted to keep it really simple today. We broke it down to 4 bourbon categories. We're going to kick it off with the budget category.
Budget category, and we agreed upon these 4 bottles, so very excited about them.
Yeah, in solidarity, all right?
Yes.
So this first one here, relatively new to the market, I believe.
Yeah.
At least it caught me by surprise, all the hype around it. And it's Cooper's Craft. And I think you call this the Reserve, or this is not the Reserve?
This is the Reserve.
Okay, this is the Reserve. So coming in at 100 proof, am I right?
Comes in at 100 proof.
All right, and we got it for $30, am I right?
We got it from $30 at Ira's.
At Ira's,
yes.
Of all places, came in lowest price in the market. We caught it right on the front end of that hype train, and it was impressive.
Yeah, a very impressive pour, especially for the price that it comes in at. And it delivers a very distinct flavor.
Yeah, oak.
Yeah.
Yeah, oaky.
Very oaky, and that's the whole purpose of this bottle. So Cooper's Craft, they named it that on purpose because they're known for being a cooperage. So this distillery is Brown-Forman. So if you didn't know that, Brown-Forman makes this. The age on this is actually 4 to 6 years, which I was actually surprised.
There you go.
Another great piece to be put into a value, 4 to 6.
Yeah, 4 to 6 at 30 and under, that's crazy.
Yes. Also, it's rumored out there that the mash bill is very similar to like their Old Forester or the Woodford Reserve. That Reserve word comes up again in Woodford Reserve. Very specific because of the barrel selection. But that mash bill is 72% corn, 18% rye, and 10% malted barley.
Nice. Yeah, and truly, this does come with full flavor and, again, that oaky note just omnipresent throughout the whole sip.
Right. Yeah. And so they launched this, actually. They launched this line in 2016.
Okay.
And it was a tribute to their cooperage, showing that, hey, they're experts on barrels. They're good at picking barrels, making barrels. And that's what this is about, and that's why it's called Cooper's Craft. And Reserve, it's the Reserve style, because there's another iteration of this that's a little harder to find. Yeah. And that comes in at a lower proof. This one's coming in at a higher proof, delivering more character, but it's more available, so that's good.
Yeah, and like I said, caught us by surprise, and so we've really enjoyed it here.
Yeah, very tasty, very oak forward, and it's definitely like you're in a barrel.
Yeah, easy to recommend, especially around that $30 price point. Okay, let's move on.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, category number 2, we're looking at easy sipper, daily sipper, just kind of a go-to bottle, if you would.
Yeah, this is a special bottle, I feel like.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like there's been a couple of bottles on the channel that we really kind of got behind early, and I feel like this is one of those bottles. This is the Bulleit Bottle and Bond, and for those of you that know, we're looking at least 4 years, 100 proof, bonded warehouse, 1 single distilling season, and quite frankly, this is delicious whiskey.
It's good. Yeah. It's really good.
Now, tell me, Zach, is this old MGP or is this their own distillate?
Funny part is Bulleit is its own distillery, right? But for a long time they were sourcing because Bulleit became about in 2017, and they were sourcing actually from FourRoses.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is a great place to source from.
Yeah, I would. If you could source from there, why source anywhere else?
Yeah. So 2017. The reason that this bottle is so significant to Bulleit is because this is actually their first iteration that they did everything themselves.
So this is their own distillate.
This is their own distillate. This is their first bottle out of their own. And actually, this is limited, even though it seems like it's everywhere. Yeah. It's limited until they can feel like they have enough, and then this is going to be part of their main production.
Well, good for them because they knocked it out of the park. And for me, why I turn to this so frequently, it feels like, is it's just an easy drink.
So easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's smooth. It's creamy. It's vanilla. It's oak.
Yeah, you get the full flavor, and it just goes down so easy. It's like, oh, thank you, I'll have another.
Yeah, excellent. Just real quick, the mash bill: 68% corn, 28% rye, 4% malted barley, and that's also just rumored. So
rumored. Somebody knows. Well, if you haven't tried it yet, and again, this is their juice, not MGP juice. If you haven't tried it yet, you got to get on the hype train here because this one is worth the buy. And honestly, we got this for less than $50.
Yeah. Yeah, it comes in at a really solid price. There's definitely bibs that you can buy for a cheaper price, but at this quality, I don't really know.
Yeah, yep. This one, worth the buy. All right, next category here, we're looking at what we're going to call limited category. So this is kind of a unique bottle in that it's not only a store pick, but it's a store pick that's participating in Maker's wood finishing program.
Yeah.
Very new.
Very new.
Full transparency, this bottle was gifted to the channel by Westbrook Liquor. And so we didn't pay anything for this, but it does retail somewhere around $70.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first to admit, as the self-proclaimed weeder fan on the channel, I've never been a fan of Makers. Okay. It always has this kind of Sharpie note to me. Mm-hmm. And something about this finishing series, not just this bottle, but the BEP that we had from 21 and the Lost recipe here, it does something to kind of even it out and round it out and give it just a really kind of, I want to say a little bit of an oaky note, but like a really buttery flavor to the whiskey. Mm-hmm. And this delivers on that. Yeah.
I think Westbrook did an excellent job of picking out their staves. And I think that's what makes this private select that Maker's Mark came out with. First of all, this is excellent marketing by them.
Yep.
Because, everybody, all distilleries, a lot of them, they do barrel picks for a lot of companies, but they don't allow them to have really that much control. You get a select few of barrels, but like being able to actually decide what the finish is. That's very, very cool.
Yep.
So a couple cool notes about this. These are typically around 6 to 7 years, depending on the bottle. The mash bill is 70% corn, 16% wheat, and 14% malted barley. They have 5 different staves, different toasts on staves and different staves themselves that they allow you to put in for the finishing and pick from. So that means you get over 1,000 different selections. Combinations on how you want to make your specific pick.
Yeah, that's cool.
Very, very collector heavy, I feel. When you do end up picking your staves, they age them for 9 weeks.
Oh, okay. So a good amount of time in the barrel.
Yeah, decent amount of time in the barrel. Yep. And I agree with you. The flavor's really smooth, soft, inviting, creamy, sweet, delicious.
Yeah, yep. And that buttery note just stands out for me. If you haven't tried this yet, and maybe because there was a good period of time where Maker's private barrels were everywhere. It seemed like every store had them, and Maker's was kind of first on those store picks.
Yeah.
This is very different from any Maker's store pick I've ever had.
This one itself, I would highly recommend. It's delicious.
Yeah, yep. If you can get your hands on one, I recommend it. All right, on to what we're calling the premium category.
Yes, and some people would really say this is premium.
Yeah, and some people would say that this shouldn't be considered premium, but we happen to be Booker's fans on this channel, and so we stand by it. We found this one at Otto's in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And that's significant for 2 reasons. One, we didn't have a lot of hopes for Otto's in Milwaukee.
Yes.
And 2, we hadn't had a lot of success at Otto's, we'll say, in the past.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, it was a tumultuous relationship, if you would. But we gave it another try, and it delivered with some Bookers who spotted it right through the glass and came in at a fair Booker's price at $119.
Yeah, which is almost MSRP.
It's a little bit high, but it's
Is it?
Yeah, it's not too far off though. Okay. Sometimes you see Bookers at like the 140 range.
Yeah, for sure.
That's when it's kind of out of its league. 120 a little high, but willing to pay because we haven't had a new Bookers in a while.
Yes.
So we've missed a few releases here.
Yeah. Yes, we have.
What's special about this one? What are they calling this one?
This is called Barry's Batch.
Barry's Batch.
So obviously this is made by Jim Beam Distillery.
Young and high proofed, it looks like, right?
Yes, young and high proofs. And that's just Booker's is known for its high proof, not necessarily young. But this
punch, right?
Yes, this bottle is called Barry's Batch, and it's because of Barry Barish.
Barry Barish.
He was the CEO and chairman at Jim Beam for, I believe, 40 years.
Oh, okay.
And he passed away last year.
Oh.
So this is homage to him. This bottle, they got very specific about how long it was aged for. 7 years, 2 months, and 4 days.
What's the significance of 7 years, 2 months, and 4 days?
I wish there was.
Oh, okay.
I also, when I found that, I was like, I wish, why are they so specific about it? But the mash bill for this bottle is 77% corn, 13% rye, 10% malted barley. It was created by Booker Noe, who makes all of the Bookers. And he's their legendary master distiller. This bottle specifically, it was aged across 5 different warehouses.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of unique about the bottle. And talking about like people paying the price for this bottle, that it's just very, these bottles are so limited, because they're so special, and then they only come out and then there's only so many. So it's not like it's a part of their main line.
Yeah, they're super selective about the barrels they put into the batch. So that's pretty cool to know that they've moved them across so many warehouses.
Right.
Yeah, which again kind of goes into that selectivity process.
Yeah, and this for me, just like any other Bookers, this is gas. This is pedal to the metal. This is bold, punchy, and it delivers really, really nice spice. So this is something you have after you have a warm up.
Yeah, this is a funk buster. This will get you out of your funk pretty quick. This has got all kinds of explorative notes in different corners that it reaches, because it is spicy and it is punchy, and it's delicious.
Yeah, I totally agree. Thanks again, Booker Noe.
Yeah. All right. Hey guys, we got one more category for you. Stay there. Little surprise action here. We've each got one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's kind of like our own pick, I guess.
Yeah, little surprise here. All right. This is our honorable mention, our go-to. This is our you like this one, I like this one, and we couldn't fit them both in the same category, so we're just going to each maybe talk about a bottle that we're enjoying right now.
Yeah, these are very different bottles. So we didn't know what we were going to, like, I made my own pick, didn't say anything. Brandon made his own pick, didn't say anything. So
Yep. So I'll go first.
Yeah.
So no secret, I love FourRoses single barrel proof picks. I just love them. And we've had a few of them on the channel over the years. And this is one that we picked up at Costco in Minnesota. And we didn't have to open it because we had a couple open already. Yeah. So we eventually got around to opening it. And shame on us, because had we known what delicious nectar was inside this bottle, I think we would have cracked it earlier.
Yeah.
What's unique about this is it is the OBSQ. And particularly about this bottle, it's older than most of the other bottles in this category. Usually when I see these, they're between 9.5 to sometimes get up to 10. Yeah. And this is 11 years, 2 months of age. And it tastes like it spent a little extra time in the barrel. Way more oak than I'm accustomed to. It's got the very floral, sweet honey notes on the front end, and it's got that really soft, oaky, velvety texture on the back end, and it's delicious. Costly, $110? No, we got this for like $95 at Costco.
Yeah, it was pretty relatively good price.
Yeah, that was a good price actually.
Especially for the age on that.
Yeah, for sure. But most places you're gonna find these around $110, and like I've always said, like you've always said, like we've always said, these are worth the buy. For sure, you should always have at least one, I would say.
Yeah, they deliver the experience for sure. Very cool. There was so many honorable mentions that we could have picked, and I really didn't know which to go with. But you know what? I just said, I'm going to go with the one that I've been drinking pretty regularly. Like if I want to sip a bourbon throughout the week or something, before I go to bed, and it's not really a nightcap because it's probably like 4 in the afternoon, but is 45th Parallel Red Fife W. So this is actually not a bourbon. It's a wheated whiskey. Yeah. And it's delicious. So 45th Parallel, most people that maybe watch this don't even know what 45th Parallel is, but it's a Wisconsin distillery. They named it 45th Parallel because it's really close proximity-wise to the 45th Parallel, which is like halfway between the North Pole and the equator. Yeah. But it is a heritage wheat, which that's what the Red Fife is. Okay. So Red Fife is like a strand, I guess you could call it, of wheat.
Yeah, it's a grain.
It's a grain. And 45th Parallel does all their own distillate. They buy locally. I think they buy out this one farmer's whole crop of the red fife.
Okay.
Every year when they make this. So it's a delicious sip. It's 7 years aged, 96 proof. The mash bill is 72% red fife wheat, 14% corn, and 14% malted barley. And man, this is sweet. It does have that dusty flavor of like a craft. So like if you're looking for something that's very classic Kentucky bourbon, this isn't it. This is more Wisconsin-esque. It's a little more dusty, husky.
Yeah. It's kind of got like that corn husk flavor to it.
Yeah, some people call that grain kind of flavor, but it's not overpowering. Some Wisconsin bourbons or whiskeys can be overpowering in that, but maybe that red fife, since it's so high up in that mash bill and the corn's a little lower, that maybe we're getting more of a softness to that.
You know what flavor that reminded me of when I tried it last? You ever go to Cheesecake Factory and they got that brown bread?
Yeah.
Brown bread with
like
some
a rye
butter on
bread.
it. Yeah,
Isn't that rye bread?
It might be rye.
Yeah.
It's sweet. It's a sweet bread.
I might be wrong.
Yeah. So it's a sweeter bread, but you put that with the butter, and that's like that in the bottle for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good.
It's delicious. I agree, though. I was going to say it's bready on the nose, but the finish on this is really kind of where I think this thing shines the most. And it's got some earthy, sweet tobacco on the finish, and I really like that. So.
And we found a cask strength version of that once that was really good.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've ever seen another one.
No,
But
I don't. I think 45th Parallel is too small at this point to be, making a cask strength of this, unfortunately.
Although they do supply grains to a lot of other Wisconsin distillers. In fact, most of them.
That's what we're hearing for sure.
Yeah.
So cool. It's a Wisconsin distillery, repping the home place, hometown, home state. So that's my pick.
Great pick. Yeah, very good pick. Hopefully, either you learned something or maybe you found a new bottle to put on your radar that maybe you weren't interested in before. These are all bottles that we get behind and bottles we actually drink. Right? That's kind of the big thing. We actually drink these.
Yeah. And again, these are like what we like now. So like 5 months ago, 3 months ago, we liked something maybe totally different. Yeah. And 3 months from now, these are all going to change.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm Brandon.
I'm Zach.
And we're the Bourbon Bros.
And we'll catch you on the next one.